that he is stressing with you guys?
Yeah, I think we had a lot of fun, man. Back home in the stadium, the crowd had us going. Had a couple more features. Saw the little light show in the third quarter going on. Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. I tweeted about it. Hopefully that we can do it again this coming week.
What about just in general, not specific to this week of having fun, but just the vibe around this team? It seems like even though maybe the team's not playing as well as it could or anything like that, it still seems like a pretty loose atmosphere around here.
Yeah, I mean, just the pressure around here, that we always have. You tend to get tensed up and not play loose and start to worry about what ifs and what if this happens or win and lose and start worrying about the playoffs. And like I said a couple weeks back, man, we just got to worry about the next day getting better every day and the task at hand.
But you still want to be in the conversation, right? I mean, about the playoff.
Yeah, I mean that should be a given at Ohio State. Always in the conversation about playing the playoffs and the Big Ten championship.
Raekwon, you've been through this. You talk about making sure that you guys play loose and take every game at a time. You've been through a season where there might be some lulls and experience some growing pains. What's the key for a young player to get through that on the other side? How do you push through?
You got to realize that everybody here at Ohio State, after they get done playing here, is going to have an opportunity to play at the next level. And when everybody's telling you you're all this and all that, you got to remember that while you're here at Ohio State, you got to be here mentally and physically. If you're mentally somewhere else, if your head is somewhere else, and you're here at Ohio State, you won't be giving your all to this program. And as individuals, we got to come together as a team and really go out there and do our best with Buckeye Nation while we're here because it's not fun.
Raekwon, you were announced as a Buckeye semifinalist today, and I know that's probably not something that's super important to you right now, but it's certainly a recognition of how you're playing. Just wondering in general how you think this season's gone for you and how you think you're playing.
If I ask y'all, man, I'm playing the worst season in the world. But like I said, man, I'm just more happy for Jerome. Jerome was also named on the list. I could really care less whether I was named on the list or not. I'm happy to see my guy Jerome Baker semifinals as well. It just goes to show about how Coach Fix coached us and how this program has done a good job of broadcasting us and giving us opportunity to be great.
Yeah, how much has Jerome come along in 7 games? How would you explain it, Raekwon, his progress?
Yeah, he's done very well. Some of the communication things I got going on out there, he makes it. Over time, it's become easier. When we first started, it was a work in progress. But as you've seen in the first game, Joe Berger went out there before him. But it's coming along way better now, and Jerome's getting into the groove, and he's become his own player.
Hey, Raekwon, the defense as a whole, do you see it improving over the course of the year? I mean, it's sometimes hard for us to tell just because you're measuring yourself against different opponents. But do you feel like it's been a pretty steady trajectory upward?
Yeah, most definitely, man. That's one of our things that we come in every week and do. Strive to be the best we can be each week, and at the end of the season, be playing our best ball. We giving up some things, but that's schemed up against us that we got to just work throughout the game and come out the other end with a W and make stops when we need to in the red zone.
You guys had to play night games at Oklahoma and Wisconsin and Penn State. Now you get a home night game, top 10 opponent coming in here. You've been in those before, Raekwon. What's the vibe? What's the atmosphere like? How much do you look forward to being home for one of these for once here this year?
Yeah, like you talked about all the road games that we had at night, man. I don't really know any other team in the nation that has done that. For a young team to go out and do that and be 2-1 in those situations, we'd love to be 3-0. But to come out 2-1 is very impressive for such a young team. Being back in the shoe, like I said, last week was just a little glimpse and taste of it. We came out at 3:30, and our crowd was really amped up and ready to go for the game, and hopefully they can do the same thing for us this week against Nebraska.
Urban Meyer says he sees a young team that still has some work to do or some improvement to do, but he likes the way you guys are swinging.
Yeah.
Like a street fight, he likes that. I mean, do you see that? What do you see from your perspective of this team, especially the defense, Raekwon? Do you see a group that's getting better?
Yeah, most definitely, man. At the beginning of the season, we had a lot of nobody had film on us, and nobody knew what our identity was. But after a while, there's some good offensive-minded coaches out there that can really exploit what you're doing on defense. But like you said, very young, but we worked through all the growing pains. And during the season, we're still going to have more, but we got to keep on progressing.
Malik Cook